The results of a high-voltage, polarized Hyderabad civic polls will be declared today. The counting of votes will begin in the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation in an hour from now at 8 a.m. The authorities have designated 30 counting centres where votes will be counted. It's also being learnt that the results will be delayed due to ballot voting done in view of the pandemic. To avoid any discrepancy in results, all vote counts will be done under the surveillance of CCTV. Over 46% polling was recorded in the civic poll elections. In 2016, if you look at the results then, KCR-led TRS won 99 wards out of the 150 wards. Owaisi-led AIMIM won 44 wards. The BJP managed to win only 4 wards. The BJP then went all out because of their win in the Dubaka by-poll. They believe they have a fair chance this time. But what we've seen really in the run-up to this day and in the run-up to polling also is a fierce campaign, be it BJP leaders or the Owaisi brothers. Poll fever was clearly at an all-time high during campaigning, and that too for local polls. Here's a roundup of some of the fierce reactions that came in from leaders in the course of the campaign.
हम हैदराबाद को नवाब निजाम कल्चर से मुक्त होकर एक मिनी इंडिया बने ऐसा शहर बनाने की दिशा में आगे बढ़ेंगे। निजाम कल्चर को त्याग कर एक आधुनिक शहर बने, इस प्रकार का हम हैदराबाद को बनाएंगे।
मित्रों, हम सबको तय करना होगा कि हैदराबाद को भाग्यनगर बना करके फिर से विकास की नई बुलंदियों तक पहुंचाना है। ये हम सबको तय करना है।
ये पुराने शहर की आवाम इस तौहीन का जवाब 1 दिसंबर को देगी और बताएगी कि ये जो सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की आप बात कर रहे थे ना, हम डेमोक्रेटिक स्ट्राइक करके दिखाएंगे बीजेपी के खिलाफ 1 दिसंबर को इंशाअल्लाह ताला।
सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक जहां तक मेरी जानकारी है शत्रु देश पे किया जाता है, तो पता नहीं यहाँ क्या हो रहा है। बीजेपी के जो यहाँ के लीडर हैं पूरी के पूरी तरह से वो मतलब अपने संतुलन खो चुके हैं और 4 वोटों के लिए 4 सीटों के लिए कुछ भी बोलते हैं, जिससे हैदराबाद की ब्रांड इमेज और हैदराबाद की बिजनेस भी अफेक्ट हो सकती है।
And let me take this across to our reporters on the ground. Ashutosh Mishra is joining us live from the BJP office in Hyderabad. We also have Nagarjun Dwarkanath getting us the latest updates as well from the city. Ashutosh, to you first, good morning. A lot of focus on really how the BJP is going to perform. Last time they managed to win only in 4 wards. Do they hope for a complete turnaround and a win, or are they really looking to fare better than last time, create a presence for themselves?
So, well, there are multiple narratives that people of Hyderabad believes what the BJP intended to do in this election, for particularly this GHMC local election. Good morning, Akshita, and to all our viewers. Here, the BJP office is all set and decorated. Counting staff on every coming out because of the pandemic through the ballot paper, and perhaps why the reason the results could be a little delayed. However, the heavy security arrangements have been made, CCTV has been deployed, so there is no discrepancy in the counting. As far as this fight is concerned, the locals believe they have never seen for the municipal election in Hyderabad.
Ashutosh, we're having a bit of a problem with your audio. We'll fix that and come back to you. Do stay on with us. I want to take this across to Nagarjun Dwarkanath, who's also joining us live from Hyderabad. Nagarjun, good morning. A lot of energy, I'm sure, on the ground in Hyderabad right now. It comes down to the next few hours. Yes, the counting of postal ballots could perhaps take some time. So maybe by evening is when we'll get a concrete sense of really which way this election is going.
Well, that's true. Good morning, Akshita. In fact, I spoke to all party leaders yesterday that they are quite hopeful of a win. In fact, BJP leaders are the most hopeful that they say tomorrow, in fact, today is the day that they would hit a jackpot in the election results. They're expecting somewhere around 50 and above is what we are told by the leaders off record when we had a chat with them yesterday. But however, TRS is also quite confident to redo what they did last elections. Around 100 seats was what they believe. But what Congress is hoping is that in Malkajgiri parliamentary constituency, they hope that Revanth Reddy, someone like a working president of this party here, can charm the people there, and maybe at least 20 to 25 is what they're aiming. But it's a three-way battle is what Congress feels. But however, on paper, on ground, it seems like the whole campaign fight was between BJP as well as TRS. So it's a big day for both the parties. If BJP does well in the next few hours, it'll be a big boost to them after the Dubak by-polls that they won recently. And they would be targeting the next 2023 assembly polls here in Telangana.
Absolutely. But Nagarjun, you know, what is the mood really in the BJP camp? Because even as the BJP went all out, and we've never seen this kind of effort for a local poll, you had JP Nadda, Amit Shah, Devendra Fadnavis, all the bigwigs really focusing on Hyderabad, campaigning there. Are they really talking about sweeping this election, about a win, or about creating a presence, about creating a dent, and then focusing on the larger picture, the 2023 election?
Well, that's true. In fact, when I spoke to the leaders here yesterday, what they said is they hoped to form the government and the local body elections, but however, they would be quite happy and settle being the main opposition party and making the presence felt. It all started with the 2019 2019 Lok Sabha polls when they defeated the KCR's daughter Kavita, the sitting chief minister's daughter, lost to BJP candidate in Nizamabad, the Lok Sabha constituency. It all started there, but they're hopeful that if they can form the local body government here, if not, at least the main opposition, so that they can put in questions in the council and they can make sure that their voice is heard. So they're quite hopeful, at least of an opposition bench today.
All right, Nagarjun, thank you for joining us with all those details. Counting starts at 8 a.m. and this remains our top focus through the day. We'll be getting you the latest updates on the results pouring in from Hyderabad. Let's move on to the other big story that's coming in from the south, and this is from Tamil Nadu. Premiering this January in the state is Netha Rajinikanth. Finally, Tamil Nadu politics will witness the superstar's debut. The actor made his intent clear finally. He will fight the 2021 assembly elections and he will also launch his political party. After an agonizing wait of 3 years, there's finally clarity.
I might be late, but I am the latest, says Rajinikanth in a film dialogue. True to his word, Baba's launch in politics has come late. A bit like a movie release. The series of trailers began a couple of years ago. Finally, the superstar has given a definite date. An announcement on his party will come on the last day of the year, and a launch will happen in January.
தமிழ்நாட்டு தலையத்தை மாற்ற வேண்டிய நாள் வந்தாச்சு. அது நிச்சயமா அது நடக்கும். அரசியல் மாற்றம், ஆட்சி மாற்றம். இப்போ இல்லைன்னா எப்பவும் இல்லை. மாற்றுவோம். எல்லாத்தையும் மாற்றுவோம்.
Rajinikanth attributed the delay in his political debut to the coronavirus pandemic. The delay, notwithstanding his announcement, sent legions of die-hard fans into a frenzy.
Definitely, everyone are with Talaivar. The whole Tamil Nadu is with Talaivar. So definitely, Talaivar is going to become our CM. There is no doubt about it.
After MGR sir, after Kamaraj sir, and after Jayalalitha Amma, okay, I feel who is the strongest contender is only Rajinikanth sir.
Great quality that Rajinikanth sir has is that he is not for money. He has a lot of money. He has a lot of fame. He's there. He doesn't have to go run behind money and fame and all. He's already there. Now he has to do something. He wants something to do for people.
Rajinikanth now has a tough call to make. Will he contest alone or in an alliance? The actor had earlier claimed he would practice spiritual politics, a statement that was read as leaning towards the BJP.
Definitely, Mr. Rajinikanth will fill the vacuum, what we have been saying for the last 3 years, especially after Ms. Jayalalitha's and Mr. Karunanidhi's demise. We don't have any charismatic leader as on date for Tamil Nadu.
For close to 3 years, Rajinikanth fans were holding their breath to find out when Rajinikanth will take the political plunge. And finally, he has bitten the bullet. Now, will Rajinikanth be able to translate his mass popularity into votes? People of Tamil Nadu will only decide. With camera person Divyan, Pramod Madhav, for India Today.
And in a big development expected later today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be chairing an all-party meet that's at 10:30 a.m. to discuss the steps essentially taken to fight coronavirus. The meeting will be held virtually and discussion on the vaccine distribution strategy is also likely to be held. From the government side, apart from the Prime Minister, Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will attend this meeting. From the opposition, Congress MP Adhiranjan Chaudhary, Ghulam Nabi Azad, TMC MP Derek O'Brien, YSRCP's Midhun Reddy and Vijay Sai Reddy will take part in this crucial COVID meet. We've now entered day 9 of the massive farmer agitation on Delhi's borders. Farmers are continuing to up the ante as the second round of talks between the farmer unions and centre again failed to yield any breakthrough. This as the third round of talks will take place tomorrow. After the meet, farmer unions alleged that the centre had no answers to questions posed by them. Farmer leaders maintain that their protest will continue until all of their demands are met. The centre, meanwhile, has shown some flexibility in the second round of talks as it is willing to consider tax parity between APMC and private mandis. The government also expressed its willingness to widen the role for APMC and considered to strengthen the MSP. According to sources, the government is mulling to put onions and potatoes under MSP. The centre assured farmers that legal protection for farmers is already there in the reforms and that the government is ready to clear all confusion regarding the farm laws.
सभी आमंत्रित श्रेणी की किसान यूनियन ने इस बैठक में भाग लिया। बहुत ही सौहार्द वातावरण में चर्चा हुई। यूनियंस के लोगों ने अपना पक्ष रखा और सरकार ने भी अपना पक्ष रखा। 2-3 दौर की चर्चा और आज की चर्चा में सामान्य तौर पर कुछ बिंदु निकाले गए हैं जिन पर किसान यूनियन की चिंता मुख्य रूप से है। हम लोग प्रारंभ से ये बात कह रहे थे कि भारत सरकार किसानों के हितों के प्रति पूरी तरह प्रतिबद्ध है और आने वाले कल में रहेगी। सरकार का कोई ईगो नहीं है और सरकार हर विषय पर पूरा खुले मन से किसान यूनियन के साथ चर्चा कर रही थी।
उम्मीद है कि बातचीत हो रही है, सरकार भी चाहती है और किसान भी चाहता है कि समाधान निकले।
5 को उम्मीद है कि समाधान निकल जाएगा।
देखो उम्मीद है सरकार कुछ प्रपोजल जाएगी, कुछ ठीक बनाएगा, सरकार को कैंसिल कर दे इसको, फिर एक बेहतरीन ड्राफ्ट बना देंगे।
7 घंटे की बातचीत में कुछ रास्ता निकला आपको लगता है?
नहीं, अभी कुछ नहीं निकला रास्ता तो, लेकिन ये है कि 5 का फिर बैठेंगे, फिर कुछ बात निकलेगी।
The farmers organization explained very deeply and very in a concrete way about the weaknesses of all the 3 acts, and ultimately also the farmers raised the issue that they will not accept anything less than the repeal of these 3 acts.
9 गलतियां के ऊपर तो सरकार सहमत हो चुकी है ना कि 9 गलतियां हैं इसमें, 9 कमियां हैं इसमें।
ऐसा सरकार ने कहा, माना अंदर?
सरकार ने माना, वर्ड नोट की है कि मतलब साडे एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर ने आप बोल के करवाई है कि सरकार ये मान दी है, समझ दी है कि किथे तुहानू आपत्ति है, कैसे इत्थे नुक्सा है, किथे नुक्सा है, किथे नुक्सा है।
Well, the farmers' protest has also essentially become an issue of Punjabi pride. Singer and actor Diljit Dosanjh took on actor Kangana Ranaut over the agitation. He was backed by several other Punjabi actors and singers. Most Punjabi artists have been very, very vocal in their support for the farmers. Here are all the details you need to know about the Kangana Diljit spat on Twitter.
आखदी कंगना तू अतवादी जट्टां नूं अन्नदाता आखे जिन्नू सारा संसार नहीं साडियां ही खेतां चों कणके उगदी रोटी रज खावे ताही तेरा परिवार नहीं तू भी दोगली जी नीति चल गई गवंड ने पहला केड़ा घट करे साडे नाल सरकार नहीं
Punjab felt rubbed the wrong way.
A tweet that she later deleted had added fuel to fire. As protests by the larger Punjabi community raged in India and overseas over the new farm laws, the controversial Bollywood actor not only falsely identified a 73-year-old Bhatinda farmer as Shaheen Bagh's Bilkis Didi, but insinuated that protesters like her were available for 100 rupees. Earlier, she stirred farmer sentiments with this one that placed protesters and terrorists side by side. Punjab's entertainment industry didn't take them hands down. The Star War had just escalated, and the escalation began with a no-holds-barred, run-out tweet that called Dosanjh a Karan Johar puppet. The Punjabi singer paid her back in her own coin. Ranaut was quick to turn coarse in her language. And Dosanjh invoked Punjabi pride in response, the respect for mothers, and of course, the Punjabi spirit. When Punjabi sentiments across the world are in sync with protesting farmers, Kangana Ranaut has come across as a villain in this growing agitation. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.